Hello, I am Galactic Starseed Iggy, and I am here to share some information and wisdom that I have acquired during my journey of discovery and remembrance of my origins. So, some of the information that I am just about to share is something that we haven't been taught. It hasn't been taught in schools. Our religions haven't shared that with us for obvious reasons. And I am not preaching. I'm only sharing my truth that I've discovered. I invite all of you to connect to your hearts and see if this resonates. And if it doesn't, then discover your own truth. Ask and you shall receive. The source speaks to all of us. It is up to us to listen. Many times we choose not to listen, we're too distracted, or we're just simply not paying attention, or we choose not to receive the messages, and that's okay. We exist in the free will universe. So it is up to you what you do with this information. So here it goes. First and foremost, you are an energy. You are an energetic being. So, yes, we exist in this reality, in this holographic density, in a physical body, but that doesn't really negate the fact that you are an energetic being. You are pure energy. You can look at it as consciousness, and not just any kind of energy. You are very intelligent energy. Okay, so you can see consciousness as an intelligent energy that projects itself into physicality. Where did this energy come from? It came from where all of the creation came from the same source. So we are fragment of all that is, all of it. Okay, so you are fragment of the totality, and so you are a holographic fragment of the source. You can call it God, you can call it whatever you want, but that is the origin of all of it. So we are simply fragments of the entirety of creation, experiencing ourselves through the individual fragment. You chose to incarnate at this time in this body, whether you realize it or accept it or not. You made those choices very deliberately, and you chose your specific body, your family, your lineage, your siblings, your parents, for specific experiences. The soul makes this decision very carefully and deliberately. And you do not make this decision by yourself. You have an entire team. You can call it your team of light or your advisory board, if you will. And these are beings in other dimension. Some of them have never been in physicality, but these beings help you choose the circumstances and conditions that are very supportive of your growth. And usually it's focused on your maximum growth in the physicality. So, as an energetic being, you cannot be destroyed. You can be transformed, but you cannot be destroyed. What does that mean? That means that you are eternal. Okay. And, religions usually have a lot of teachings around the fact of how we ought to act, how we need to conduct ourselves to essentially earn the eternal life, as if we were somehow not worthy of it. And this is not true. We're all worthy because we are all part of the same thing. And it is our God given right for this eternal life. So there was a lot of distortion and hijacking in many teachings. From my perspective, any teaching that is not leading us to our sovereignty and our freedom or liberation to exist as you wish, that teaching has been either distorted or very deliberately hijacked so it doesn't lead you to your own sovereignty of liberation. And why is that? Well, because we exist in a free will universe, and there are forces in our universe that have been manipulating humanity for a very long time, and they do not wish us to awaken and to truly live to our full potential, because that would mean game over for them. Okay. And so you have free will, and it is up to you what you choose to do with the information that is given to you. You have chosen to forget who you are. Why is that? It is really important to forget when you come into this physical reality, because we need to be fully vested in the experience. If you would remember who you are, you would not take any of this seriously, because you understand that this is kind of like a holographic video game. You chose an avatar, which is your skin suit, your personality, whether it's Jimmy or Anna or whatever your name is. It comes with specific personality traits. It comes with your linear mind, which is different from your cosmic mind. Okay, so and being in a physicality in your physical container poses a lot of limitations, but also it exposes you to a lot of different potential experiences, broad range of emotions, and a whole bunch of experiences that are not possible to be experienced when you are out of physical form. Okay, and that is why being here is such a precious gift. This is the gift of the physical life, that we can experience whatever we desire to experience, and some of those experiences are not always positive. And, we wish that we just want to live in peace and quiet and love and all the positive experiences, but sometimes we need a negative experience to really appreciate the positive ones. And I'm a firm believer that we need to experience a lot of negative things in order to truly grow. Okay, and so a lot of people don't want to accept that we need the negative experiences, betrayal, for example, so we can forgive, for example. There's a big lesson for that. And I see this entire experience here as just series of lessons that are designed for our own growth. And it is up to us what we choose to do with it. We don't have to accept it. You don't have to believe any of this. But this doesn't invalidate the experience and what it is holding for all of us. So, as a part of free will universe, you can choose to be atheist. You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to believe in any of it. You don't have to believe in any spiritual aspects beyond physicality. But it doesn't invalidate that other realm exists, where you came from and what you're doing here. So at some point, you'll discover that sooner or later. For many, they discover it when they transition out of this physical form. As energetic being, once you leave this container, where do you go? You go back where you came from. You go back to other dimensions in our multidimensional universe. Okay, so then the truth will be revealed to you, because you will come back into remembrance of who you are, where you came from, and what you set out to do out here. So remember, you are an energy being. Your body is energy. right? Our physical body is full of electromagnetic energy. But beyond that, our emotions are energy. Our thoughts are energy. And in reality, everything starts with thoughts and intentions. Those are seeds of our reality that we create for ourselves. So if you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in source, if you don't believe in spiritual realms, if you don't believe in other dimensions, you will have an experience that will attract supporting information and proof to you that all that exists is the physicality. Most likely, you will be attracting those kinds of experiences, and they will reinforce your belief that all there is just physicality, and there is nothing beyond that. And that's okay. Sooner or later, it will be revealed to you that that wasn't true, and that's okay. You chose that experience on some level to completely forget who you are for specific reasons, and you discover eventually that you were completely wrong. And there's some inherent lessons in that. And many people choose to live their life in illusion or delusion. They convince themselves that reality is something different than it truly is. And it's okay. That's what's allowed. This is what free will allows us to do. We can explore whatever we want. But I ask you, what do you believe, and how is it supporting you in your journey? Where is it taking you, and how does it support your growth? Is it serving you or not? And we are not obligated to stick to our belief system. We can change our beliefs based on new information that is presented to us. We can completely remake ourselves based on new perceptions or new thoughts and new beliefs. And that's the beauty of it. We don't have to stay stagnant. We don't have to believe the same things we always believed. And the other thing that we might consider is where did our beliefs originate? Because many of us don't even think about where did our beliefs start. For many of us, our beliefs might have been influenced by our parents, our friends, our environment, and we simply adopted thoughts or beliefs from people around us, or perhaps from religious organization that we were part of, um, members of the tribe, or whatever it was, and we don't necessarily even question why is it that we believe what we believe. Many times our thoughts also are not our thoughts at all. They could be induced from other people, from the environment around us. There are technologies that can actually insert thoughts in people's minds. How do you know that your thoughts are your own, that they originated in your own consciousness? That's a provocative question, but there is all sorts of stuff out there that can influence our thinking and our mind. Television, for example, is one giant mind control technology. You don't have to believe me, but you can look up patents on how to manipulate human mind using television and electromagnetic waves, which is why I stopped watching television years ago, because I understand what it does. So I ask you to examine your thoughts and examine your beliefs. This is why meditation is really important. I like to meditate first thing in the morning when I get up for an hour. And observe my mind. It's a really good way to connect with your higher self and also to observe your mind, to observe the patterns, your thoughts, what's going on within you, within your mind, right? And once you start observing your mind, you realize that you are not your mind. You are the observer or the witness of what is unfolding within your mind. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to observe it, right? So mind is a tool, very powerful tool, but you are not your mind. And many people exist in this false belief that they are their mind, that they are their thoughts, and that they are their false self or ego, okay? And ego essentially is mind's way of taking over and making you believe that this is who you are. And for many people, that is also a way of suffering. When you don't understand that you are not your mind, you can be thrown into all sorts of situations where you are comparing yourself to everybody around you. Comparison is a thief of joy. So you are generally in a lot of judgment when you are in your ego or in your mind. If you let mind rule you, you will be judging yourself and everybody around you. So notice those patterns. Are you doing that? Most of us are. And there is one way to liberate yourself from that by meditating and choosing to disconnect yourself from self-judgment and thus from judgment of everybody around you. Because generally when we judge people around us, it's a projection of a self-judgment because it all starts within us. Okay, external is always a reflection of what's happening within you. Okay, so I'm going to end this chat with this last thought that again, we are energy, we are eternal, and we are in this physicality, in this incarnation, playing out this role of a character or avatar that we choose ahead of time and go through certain experience until it's time to check out and go back. Okay. Much love to all of you. Thank you for listening. And please comment, share your ideas or perceptions. And if it was helpful, reach out. Thank you.